Welcome back for an M2 haul video. I've got so many cars to show you this month in August 2015. I'm going to have to do brand loyal haul videos. So this is the M2. We're going to be looking at those auto haulers as well as these auto trucks. We're going to open up all of these cars out of their packages so we can see all the lovely details that M2 puts into these little 1/64 scale cars. We've got the Premium Edition 6-pack here collection, and a few more auto trucks, as well as one auto driver. Now those are all brand naming that they do for the different series of vehicles in the M2 release. And let me assure you, they are going to be fancy. Let's crack these open and have a closer look at them. So the first way you can display these, if you don't want the full packaging, is just to remove the cardboard sleeve. Quite easy to do. Gives you a beautiful, super clear Lexan plastic display case that you can look at your truck and car in. But let's take it one step further. Let's take that right out of there. Well, we've got a wide variety of M2 auto hauler trucks opened up here now. And boy, the details on these things are just awesome. You can see that the details are great even in the display cases, but when you actually get to open them up and explore all the little items that come with them and little changes in the vehicles, it's just great. So we'll look at this 1958 Chevy Lcf. Comes with an enclosed cargo trailer and a Camaro inside. And look at the rims on this thing. Now the trailer can separate and the car can come out as well, but I haven't removed the two screws that hold it in there, so it's not going to slide around. There's two little screws in the bottom. Check out those cool little retro doors on the back. Actual little hinges that open up. And the dually wheels on the back. Cool clear top. And the cool thing about these trucks, especially, with all the detail on them as well, check out this little hitch receiver. It actually tilts just like in real life. That's not really the real name of it, I'm sure. There's probably a real trucker term for that, which I probably should have looked up beforehand, but funny enough, I used to drive big trucks too, but it's been a while, so I've forgotten some of the terminology. As you can see, it pulls real nice, no issues at all. And these trucks are all interchangeable as well, which is pretty cool. So if the Chevy Lcf takes off, then we can get that 1966 Dodge L600, I believe. Yep, L600. You can back right in there and hook up to the trailer. And there you go. Pretty cool stuff. Mind my hand. I'm starting to play again. So that happens when I get really cool toys. It turns into a play video. But I'll explain more about where all these trucks come from in just a second. We'll just look at the rest of these trucks. Here we have a 1970 Ford C600 tow truck. Really cool. This would be meant for hauling other big rigs, I would think, back in the day. And these things have all metal chassis. Look at the detail, the leaf springs and real rubber tires. Something like 30 to 45 parts in each one of these things if you were to take it apart. And over here we got two real gems. One is the Shelby Mustang hauler. It has a Ford, what is it, C950. We got a Ford C950 pulling that. And as you can see, it's got ramps. It comes with this little 1966 Mustang, which you can drive up onto the top. And you can also put some more cars down below. Whoops, we lost a ramp. You get the picture. The ramps go into little tabs in the back. And really cool truck. You probably fit about at least 4 or 5 cars in there. And of course with all these, they all separate. Whoa. Good thing that screwdriver was there to stop that Mustang. Cool thing is, since we were just talking about the Ford C600 and the C950, you can see there are subtle changes that M2 has input onto the castings. This one here has some sort of vent or air conditioner on the top, and they've cleverly attached a piece of plastic molding to cap the back of the truck and give it a slightly different look and cover up that back window. But otherwise, I would bet you that these castings are pretty much the same, which is still cool though, because that's what a lot of these higher end manufacturers of 1/64 scale do, like Greenlight, M2, Auto World. You can make some subtle variations and provide some cool little variants without having to retool the whole cast. So we'll move that cargo hauler out of the way, and we've got the flatbed Shelby Mustang hauler here, another Ford C900, and of course it comes with the beautiful little Mustang. Now these cars have plastic bases, but the details are just awe-inspiring, really. Rubber tires and whatnot, even on the trailers. There you go. So all these longer trucks here, of course, came from the Auto-Haulers series, and they each have a little information plaque on what type of vehicle you've got there. R15 stands for which release it is, so there's actually been 15 releases. Each release has 3 trucks. So this was the most recent release, I believe. I may be mistaken, but I think it is. And then separately you can get these little packages here, these what they call the auto trucks, and they also have a nice plastic or Lexan case. They look great if you leave them in the case as well, or fully packaged. But they all work with each other pretty much. You can hook up any truck to any trailer, and away you go. We've taken a good look at both of these trucks, but there's actually 4 more in the series. Release 32 of these little auto trucks includes a whole bunch of really cool little pickup trucks and a camper van. So let's take a close look at those now. Well, I've got them all opened up for you now. Release 32 of the auto trucks. Some amazing castings here, a couple brand new ones as well to the M2 2015 lineup, including this 1965 Ford Econoline custom camper van of some sort. Amazing little truck. Check out the doors on this thing. Old barn doors in the back, the camper top, some side doors. That would have been a whole lot of fun to take out on the road, now wouldn't it have? All metal, of course, extremely detailed. And I've noticed that these M2s are probably the heaviest 1/64 scale castings you'll find from any manufacturer, which is pretty cool. Check out those black steel wheels on this thing. Extremely detailed engine bay. And of course bumpers, interiors. Just really nice stuff from M2. Gotta start getting myself more of this. A sweet new casting again for this year. 1969 Ford F250. It's a nice big long box, and check out the interior on that engine and front grille. Is that not wild? Just wild. Opening doors, of course. All rubber tires, separate bumpers. And we looked at those two trucks already, but what I did do is bring out a couple other brands just to show you a comparison for scale wise, if you're collecting multiple brands, how well these M2s fit in with your collection of Hot Wheels or green lights. Here's a Ford, I think that's the Sam Walton Special. It's got the real riders, but you can see the scales are very close. Of course M2 will be perfectly scaled. Hot Wheels are close in scale for most models, but right there you can see that they're about the right scale for each other. So it looks nice if you have a little Ford pickup truck set up. I have a couple of those trucks set up. And then as a comparison with this interesting Ford Econoline, I thought I'd put a green light Volkswagen Camper van next to it, which are both accurately 1/64 scaled, and let you decide which one would you rather go camping with. Be fun to take them both out for a rip, wouldn't it? This is of course release 29, fresh in the box, still got the paper in between them, and there are some really cool cars coming out of this one, including, yes, another Ford Econoline, but this is the van version. So we're going to take a close look at that one. That's a piece that a lot of people have been after this year since it came out. Let's check out these Mustangs and vans. We've got two 1966 Mustangs and two 1965 Mustangs. Now you might think they look all the same, but you should see the detail that we've got in these things. There's actually a little silver dash tachometer and shifter in this car. So you can see it on the side with the door open a little easier. There you go. Check out the detail there. You've got individually painted shifters, the sport dash. Now if you look at the white Mustang, or the 66, no tachometer and a different dashboard. Plus this one has a real rubber spare tire in the back. Pretty cool, the level of detail that goes into these cars that you might not pick up on if you left them in the package. Well, certainly I wouldn't have. I mean, they look gorgeous, but once you actually open them up, it makes all the difference in the world. So we've got two paint variations on this one. I've deduced that we've got the pre-race and post-race version here, with a few stripes added as well. And Dan, if you're watching, I hope your Mustang never ends up looking like this one. Keep her clean, buddy. Over here we've got the Ford Econoline, of course, was the camper version. Now here's the panel version. These are the Cobra editions. And you can see the Cobra badging on the front. Check out those hubcaps. Look at the detail. It actually says Ford on the hubcaps, which is just amazing. It's one thing to have real rider wheels on a 1/64 scale vehicle, but imagine hubcaps with little Ford emblems painted on them. And here was my random extra Mustang that I had. Just open that one up. It's actually very similar to the ones that came with the Auto-Haulers. Just a white stripe instead of a gold one, really, which is pretty cool. In fact, I think that one will look better on the trailer than the white one. What do you think? Oh, and I forgot about that Studebaker, in case you're wondering about that one. That's a Studebaker over there from the Auto Trucks. So anyways, take one last look at these vans. Some really cool details. Heavy little castings. Check out all the tampos on there. Don't they all just look great together? And they roll real good too. You wouldn't expect such a detailed company to have really good rolling cars, but they actually do. So kudos to M2, and if you guys don't have them in your collection, it might be time to add one or two and decide for yourself Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to just keep playing with these. Happy hunting, everyone.